Hi. You stay over there. I'm getting over an allergic reaction that happened a week ago, so a lot of my friends tend to think that I am some plant god. I'm here to prove that I am not. In my defense, it is winter. Winter happened like 2 weeks ago, and a lot of my plants that never gave me problems before are really starting to. You'll see that. There's a lot of plants that are just like screaming with dehydration. I'm looking at them while I say this, and wow. They make me feel like I have never taken care of anything in my entire life. I am going to be showing primarily my bedroom. There are some plants in the living room. I think I have roughly 75 plants just in here. Side note, it is the cloudiest day that has ever happened, apparently. So I hope you like it. Here are 75 plants that hate me. They all hate me except like one. So we just moved like 2 feet. That's my door, and right here at my door, I burn this candle in moderation. I do have animals, as you'll notice, that are in this room. I'm not going to cover them in this tour, but I burn this in moderation with a ton of ventilation, so don't come for my wig. The closest to the door is actually the ZZ plant. This is one of the first plants that I got. By the way, my hobby only started in August. It's January 2nd right now. This is my ZZ plant. It was only like half of this, and it's really, my hair looks so flat. It took off for like the first month that I had it, and then it just stopped growing. It was like, I'm done, I'm finished. This is a bird's nest sansevieria. There's so many different ways to pronounce it. I don't know. But, and he's in this cute little pot that I got from Marshall's. Love you, Marshall. But he's grown a lot. He's put out like 4 new shoots, I want to say, if that's what you would still call them, if it's a snake plant, but you know what I'm talking about, like 4 new leaves. I don't think this variety gets very big. I think it stays pretty small, and I love its coloration. There's just like such a cute little pattern going on. But yeah, I love this guy. I've never had any problems with him. And right over here is this snake plant Cylindrica, Sansevieria cylindrica. It's in this self-watering pot, so it's kind of constantly a little bit moist down at the bottom, but I do my best to let it dry out before I water it and all that good stuff. But so I recently put it in this. It might actually trade with another plant that I'm going to show you later on, because this guy never gives me problems. I've repotted it like 3 times now, because at the beginning of my hobby I thought that I was like the bomb. I thought I knew exactly what I was doing, and I didn't. I don't. I still kind of don't. That's why I'm making this video, to show all my friends that I have no idea what I'm doing. Look at its little baby! Look at the little baby! It's having babies! And then, please ignore whatever mess that you can see going on. This is a tiny itty bitty little spider plant. This is my second attempt at a spider plant. I like getting really tiny ones because I like to see them grow, and then you can like really notice the difference whenever they get big. But earlier on in this hobby, I got a spider plant, and it was one of the first plants that I ever killed. I've only killed, like, just straight up like knocked it out. I've only killed like 2 or 3 plants. One of them was a spider plant, one of them was a cordyline, or however you pronounce it. I think that's it, honestly. There are some in here that you'll see that are really fighting me, but why do I have trouble? Especially with the spider plant. They're kind of indestructible. But it just put out this new little baby recently, this tall guy. This guy. I don't have a lot to say about him, but he's been just like chillin'. he's pretty cool. And then this, I don't know which variety of spider plant this is. I just say spider plant. I have no idea, but it's doing amazing. Let's put out again like 6 new leaves because this was one of the first plants that I got. I don't have a lot to say about it, and it kind of looks like this pot is absolutely ginormous for this plant, but this is one of the ones that I really, really watch myself with letting it dry out and then watering it, so I don't have to worry about getting root rot, which I've had a lot. And then last on this entirety of the shelf, I have these 3 little goblin children that I am trying hard to love, but I like them more because I painted this pot. I got this pot, I thrifted it at like a Goodwill or something, and it was these like ugly, really muted pastel colors that aren't even pretty enough to be pastels, so I painted it. But these are all little Chinese money plants that my big mother Chinese money plant gave me. It actually gave me 4 of them. I got rid of one because I cannot stand these plants. I feel like I can't get rid of them. But I'm trying my best to love them. I'm really trying. At the bottom of the shelf, set it and forget it. That's what I like to say. These are all my green boys. So I'll start like all the way over here. So back here is a marble queen pothos. It is pretty big. It's not the biggest pothos in the house, but it's pretty big. Here, right in front of it, is a little lime neon philodendron. So many names for so many types of plants. It's kind of crazy. It's just, you just pick one and that's its name from now on. So this is a little thing. I got it when it was a little thing. I didn't cut it. It's just, again, I like to get tiny boys, so I know how much they've grown. But I put it in this pot whenever, like a couple of days after I got it to let it acclimate. And it didn't put out any new leaves, and that was like a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, and now it's finally giving me babies. And then here, I'm not gonna pick this up, but this is like a baby monstera. There's no splits in it or anything. This one, I bought it like this, but this is one of my first plants, again. There's no splits in it. I just kind of like it, and it actually has a pole because I want it to grow up like monsteras are supposed to. But it's been putting out a ton of new leaves for me recently, and it makes me very happy because for a while it was doing absolutely nothing. This is my money plant. This is actually a plant that my mom picked out for me at the grocery store. But I really like it a lot. It's growing a lot. For a while it was doing its thing where it was like acclimating. It didn't like where it was the first time because I thought that I knew everything when I first started this hobby. And then I repotted it because I went, "Hi Marshall, you do me great." And then I repotted it. Now it's finally putting out like 3 new babies up there. And then these 2 boys. These 2 are my bird's nest ferns. Wow. What's going on there? Wow, what's going on? This is a Japanese, and this is just like the standard bird's nest. This is Sweet Caroline. She's not sweet at all. So this right here, back behind, is a ginormous jade pothos. It is doing fantastic. I repotted it, and again, it was freaking out. It didn't like anything. And it, like, every time that I watered it, it was like drenching, and it was just like, I'm gonna die. I gave it a good firm talking to. I was like, listen, you're too pretty to be like dragging yourself like that. I'm such an inspiration because it started doing better. So, and there's little Bob Ross behind it. So, good luck. This is a baby tears. Yeah, look at all this. So it's kind of like not having it on this side because my dog, it was on top of a really shorter table, and my dog like put his feet up on it and just like clipped it. Like it was just like clipped. But this side is great. Lackluster. Oh my gosh, new wig. Yikes, she's bald. I cannot believe that I just said that. So this was that super tall shelf, and literally right down here is my ginormous monstera. Her name is Majesty. Hi, Majesty. Everyone say hello, Majesty. Hello, Majesty. But this is her newest leaf. She's like 3 feet tall, so that's pretty great. That's all I have to say about her. Say bye-bye, Majesty. Right next to Majesty is this desk here. Right here. Oh my gosh, hi. Yes, I bring my screen out like a doofus. This is a red prayer plant. Again, it was struggling for a little bit, and then it just like snapped out of it and decided, you know, maybe I should have babies now. And right next to it is the most pitiful pothos that you've ever seen. Yes, this is a pothos. There's literally only like 10 shoots in there. Like, it's really not much of anything. I don't want to talk about it. It's pitiful. I just repotted it like 2 days ago because it was drowning every time I watered it. So yeah, we don't talk about her either. And this is actually a Tetrasperma, I think is what it's called. A Monstera also. It depends on the name that you want to give it. But let me pick it up because I love this pot that it's in. It has no splits yet. But I love it, even though it doesn't have any splits in it. I know that I'll love it like 300 times more when it actually does. But this is a new leaf here. So I don't have a whole lot to say about it. It's pretty new. It's only like 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half old in my care. But oh my god, look at this pot. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, is that a baby rhino? That's a baby rhino. Go back to your room. This is Gook. This is my super duper tall. He's like 3 feet tall. He's up my wall, literally. This is Gook, my snake plant. He's actually made of 3 snake plants. And then little baby Gook, he's in there too, but he's just a placeholder. But, so what I really, really want to do, I want to find more snake plants that are this tall, and I want to fill out the pot, because it looks kind of funny, in my opinion, only being 3 plants in this ginormous pot, but snake plant roots are actually a lot bigger than people realize. Gook. Right over here, these are new succulents that I got from my favorite shop. I had to put the name on there so I wouldn't remember, but this one is Slaughtered, and then that one I don't know the name of. And on this shelf, I am a culprit. I bought succulents from Walmart. All 3 of these are from Walmart, but they're cute. They look cute on my little floating shelves, so they stay here for now. And then right here we have the mother plant. This is the Chinese money plant that gave me all of those absolutely beautiful babies that I love so much. Thanks for that. She's been just sitting here behind here, like behind this mirror. It barely gets any light. This is a philodendron Brazil. Just, oh look, it's a new baby leaf. He's just chilling out. There's not a lot to say about him. Sometimes I forget that he's there, but it's okay. And then right beside him is this super duper tall, he's not super tall, that's a total lie. It's a fiddle leaf fig. But look, I have baby leaves. I don't have a lot to say about him either. This guy that is hanging on top of him, this is a string of hearts. Like, OMG, OMG, it gives me flowers like every single day, and they are the prettiest things. I can't smell them though, I can't get that close. But But this guy grows like nobody's business. He's grown down to here before, and then I cut him back, and then he grew back, and then I cut him back, and now he's propagating. Teresa, if you're watching this, please close your ears. So this is like a grafted moon cactus. I think that's what it is. It was drowning the last 4 days. I'm learning how to put this. So this morning, I grabbed him, and he was like jello down here because he was drowning. So I literally grabbed him like this, ripped him out from his pot, took my scissors, and like, until it came off. So he has no roots. Who knows if it'll live? Oh no. It'll live. Cactuses are good boys, right? Yeah, it'll live. It'll be okay. Right behind that, this is some kind of other jade succulent. It's like related to it. I don't know the actual name of it. I just kind of bought it because it was really tiny and cute. But I've overwatered him before. But he's recovered after throwing a fit and throwing some leaves at me. He was very rude. But yeah, he's in this like super cute, like you can't really tell because it's all the way back there, but it's cute. He's cute. I don't touch him though because he throws tantrums. So I only water him whenever he's like begging. He's like, water me please. This tall boy, he's a tall boy. Right here is my African milk tree. He has grown substantially. I love him. I always want to take pictures of him and I always want to show him to people, but people just don't get the hype, dude. They just don't get the hype, and I love him so much. Right beside that guy is just a little Hoya compacta. He's just chilling. He's put out some new baby leaves. He's giving me a little bit of love. And then this thing that has been towering over them, he's a big boy. This is Jericho. But see all these little babies on here? Every time he throws a tantrum and drops a little leaf, I just put it right beside him and I'm like, here, you have to sit beside what you did. Right here is a staghorn fern. It is only just now starting to get those little like shapes in the leaves. But I don't know what's going on. And this might not even be a problem. Maybe I'm just freaking out over nothing, but I'm worrisome. And right behind that fern is this little pink syngonium. I got it on a whim. It was kind of just like, oh, that's cool. I'll get it. Right behind tiny boy, this big boy. But this is a Pothos Enjoy, and I don't have much to say about it. It's not like it's told me I'm beautiful or anything, and there's nothing to like be like, oh my gosh, I love this thing, like you know. And then hanging here is this Moses in a cradle. Not a lot to say other than that it's undersized if its leaves are purple, so that's pretty cool. Skip all of my lizard tanks, and on top of my clothing rack is a just a philodendron, just a little nice heartleaf philodendron moment. I love this pot. Thank you, Marshall. You're doing great. It's giving me babies. Look, not a ton to say because it just kind of sits up here, and it's taller than I am. Like this is where my eyes fall, and it's up there. So set it and forget it. Parlor palm that I just forget about sometimes, but he's pretty squished actually. He's like there. He's pretty. Someone save him! And then the other plant on this clothing rack is this neon pothos that is pretty, its vine's pretty good. It actually went all the way down here and then I cut a little bit back. This is a Hoya Splash, a Hoya pubical. I swear it moves like an inch a day. It's grown a lot. And then right behind that, and some glassware, I know you cannot see this because of how bad the exposure is, but there's some neon pothos, and there's some philodendron scandens, and some of the philodendron Brazil also in there. This is the desert rose behind there, and it's When I bought it, it was acclimating and it lost all of its leaves, and then it got all of its leaves back, and then it lost them again. So he's naked. But I painted this cute little pot. If you know where this is from, I love you. And then this little guy, I got him for free because I forgot one of my plants at a plant shop one time. I know, it's crazy how that works. But I don't know a lot about him because he's probably my newest plant. That's what he's called. So what it's doing, but it's having a good time. It's having a party. This is a Hoya carnosa, just a regular old little guy. He hasn't grown a ton. This is a new leaf. Oh, it's a new leaf. I just fell asleep with a new leaf out. That's a new leaf, but he hasn't really grown a ton. But that's okay. Right next to it is a wandering Jew. It was just this one little shoot, and then I broke it. I broke it trying to move it. So now there's like 4 little shoots in there. And then next to it is this ginormous fang succulent. This is, again, one of the first plants that I bought. Oh, look at that. Isn't that just crazy? It's kind of crazy. But look at him, he's velvety. Oh my gosh. If you can see that, I am so sorry, but there's a plant down there, and we don't talk about him. So this is one of the plants that is actually giving me such a hard time because it's winter, but you could just see all the brown edges and stuff. I'm not proud of it at all, and you can see that guy too. He's not great. Calathea medallion. This is a new leaf. I'm super actually impressed that it's even giving me a new leaf because of the condition that it's in right now. I think he's trying to love me. He's like, I love you, but it's really not working out. Right above, I know the exposure is wacky again. This is a Chinese evergreen. I can't remember what variety this is. I think is it a cutlass? And here is another propagation station. This is some more of that philodendron, and then some string of parts that I cut back. There's like 3 pieces of string of parts, I think. And this is a Hoya Crimson Queen. I love Hoyas, and they're like super thick leaves. And then right beside that is this rattlesnake calathea. I just want one of those like super duper thick rattlesnake calatheas. You know what I'm talking about? The ones that are like big as your head. Like, I want one of those. So this is one of the ones that's really having it because of the lack of humidity right now. This is a type of anthurium. This humidifier is crap. Come here. Look how stupid. This guy this is an African mask. This is a type of alocasia, and it's not doing good either because, again, it is one of those plants that needs humidity. You know, it'd be like that. Behind that is a Euphorbia fire sticks, but I don't really have a ton to say about it other than don't touch the sap. So here is a Peperomia burgundy. I can't tell when it grows at all. I can't. It's a small plant. It really is. Like, you can see it compared to my hand, but I can't tell when it's growing. So I don't have a lot to say about it. But it's in a cool pot from Marshall. I love you, Marshall. A beautiful Hoya Crimson Princess. She really doesn't grow. I don't know if she's okay or not. But this is my burgundy rubber tree. I think he takes up about, like, is he 4 or 5 trees in here? He never grows. He's very dusty. I need to dust him. This is like, I really can't remember the name of it. This is one of those pink Chinese evergreen looking dudes. It isn't doing great. It might be a humidity problem. I really don't know. But I tend not to worry whenever there's more leaves coming out because that's just like, it's the circle of life. This weird dude, this is a completely new shoot or a new little part that it grew. This is a shark tooth cactus. This is my favorite. And then this big guy, this is a philodendron lickety split, I believe. It's pretty ginormous. This leaf is bigger than my head, and it's yellowing slightly, and I'm terrified. I have this shelf. This guy, it has some of my shoes on it, but I think it's from Romway. So this is a little Hoya carrii. See that yellow right there? Looks like it's time for a replacement. Up here, this is a little Peperomia Hope. Just a little one. It doesn't like me. It doesn't grow. It's been this exact same size for like a month. Do your thing. Honestly, I'm just... Life is too short to worry so much. That was so inspirational. This is a tiny little string of pearls that I have killed about 3 times, and every time that I have killed it, I just take what is left of it and put it in this. Back behind that is a philodendron Prince of Orange, I believe. It's getting its first orange leaf all the way in the back there. This is a Rick Rat Cactus. This is Rick Rat Cactus. If anything, he's like one of the ones that I forget constantly. This is a Hoya Wyeti. I got it from Lowe's. It was marked as a Hoya compacta. It's not a Hoya compacta or anything. This is an asparagus fern. Look how yellow it is. We don't talk about her. This is my aloe vera that is like quite literally as big as my forearm. Whenever I first got it, it was one of those guys that absolutely hated me, and I lost like 3 or 4 pieces of it. They just rotted off. But it's made up for it. And I love it now because it's made up for it. And it's grown quite a lot. So I'm pretty impressed. This is Big Boy. I don't know how you can see it, but it's a pitcher plant and it goes literally all the way down there and it's hanging on my bed. It's one of my newer additions. This is a smaller one and this is the bigger one. At my crusty gecko cage, this is a panda succulent or a panda plant depending on what you call it. And then over here is another snake plant because I love snake plants. This is a Scindapsus, silver satin maybe, but it's growing a lot. So yeah, and there's some going up the back there. And then this guy, oh my gosh, he hates me so much. This is a Dieffenbachia. Like, I love it, but I hate it. I hate you, but I will never get rid of you. But those are new leaves. I swear, those are new leaves. So it's not totally dying. If anything, it's kind of just doing its natural cycle in wintertime. But I think, again, it has to do with the humidity. This is like a dark cardinal philodendron, but he got scorched. I put him right against that window. So that's literally all the plants that I have in this room. I'm saving up and I'm gonna get new shelves and they're gonna go in some of the places that don't have anything in here. So stay tuned for that because that means more plants. That's coming when it happens. I don't know. It's winter. Everything sucks in the winter. If you liked this, I hope you did. If you didn't, too bad. Sorry. Why are you here? But now that I just filmed this, I can do a completely new room update, like in the summer whenever they start growing again. I think actually I'm gonna show you the philodendron scandens that's in the living room. It's my beautiful baby. So this is the philodendron scandens that is doing absolutely incredible. Yes, you are. It's doing incredible and it's so velvety. Oh my, oh, I love you. I love you more though. Don't listen to me.